Welcome to another episode of the Expert Digital AI podcast, where we deep dive into articles, books, and blog posts by Rick Spair.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into something pretty wild? We're tackling generative AI in manufacturing today.
Yeah, it's huge.
And to guide us, we're turning to Rick Spair. He wrote this piece on DX today, that blog all about digital transformation.
Right.
He's been a leader in that space for ages, over 30 years.
I think.
So when Spair talks about tech shaking things up, it's worth paying attention.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't hold back,
Right.
saying this is going to revolutionize how we make, everything.
Yeah, design, production, the whole 9 yards.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
What is generative AI exactly? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, computers dreaming up new inventions.
It kind of is like that, in a way. Imagine a computer that doesn't just follow instructions,
Yeah.
but it can actually create, based on the data it's given, it comes up with brand new things, designs, solutions, you name it.
So instead of us telling it what to do step by step, it's more like giving it a bunch of info and saying, okay, now impress me.
Exactly. And one of the craziest ways they're doing this is with something called GANs, Generative Adversarial Networks.
GANs, okay.
Basically, I've got two AI systems going head-to-head. One tries to generate something, say, a new part for a car.
Okay.
And the other one acts as a critic, like, nope, that won't work, try again. And this back and forth, it pushes them both to get better and better. The results are wild stuff human engineers might never even think of.
That's incredible. But how does all this theory actually play out in factories?
It's early days, but Spair highlights some cool examples.
Okay, like what?
GE, for one, they use this to design engine parts lighter, more efficient. And Adidas, they're using it for shoes. Performance data, customer feedback, it all gets fed in and boom, new designs.
So it's not just, oh, look, the computer made a thing. It's actually better.
Exactly. Better designs, faster production, which Spair says is huge for staying competitive.
Makes sense. So what are we talking about specifically? What are the real-world benefits that get manufacturers excited?
Well, Spair talks about how it leads to improved design quality right off the bat.
Right, we touched on that.
But then there's enhanced production things run smoother, faster, less waste. And maybe the holy grail for any business, increased efficiency, doing more with less.
Less time, less money, less material, music to a manufacturer's ears.
Absolutely. And this translates to some pretty major advantages. Cost savings are huge, obviously, but then there's the ability to react quickly to what customers want, even if it's a small niche thing. That kind of agility is huge in today's world.
No kidding. It's adapt or die out there. So it's about more than just making the same stuff faster or cheaper. It's about doing things differently, better, and staying ahead of the game.
Exactly.
But hold on, before we get too carried away with all this futuristic tech, there's got to be some downsides, right?
Oh, for sure. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And Spair, to his credit, he digs into that, doesn't shy away from the challenges at all.
Okay, so what's he see as the biggest hurdles?
Well, one of the big ones he talks about is data. Yeah, because these AI systems, they're amazing, but they're only as good as the data we feed them. If the data is bad, biased, incomplete.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. And it's not just about quality either, it's quantity too. These algorithms, they need a ton of data to really learn and do their thing. So for companies that haven't really prioritized good data practices, this can be a major roadblock.
It's not as simple as plugging in a robot and saying, get to work.
Not at all. You need that solid foundation of information first. And then there's the question of jobs.
Yeah, that's the big one everyone wants to know about, right? Are the robots coming for us?
Right. And anytime we talk about automation, job displacement is a real concern.
So what's Spair's take on that whole issue?
Well, he's honest about it, says it's definitely something to be aware of. But he also points out that historically, new tech tends to create new jobs too. It's not always a simple equation of robot in, human out.
So maybe it's not so much about replacement, but more like shifting roles.
Exactly. And this is where things get interesting, right? Because we're talking about a future where human skills, things like creativity, critical thinking, those become even more valuable.
Because those are the things robots can't replicate, at least not yet.
Right. The repetitive tasks, those might get automated, but that frees up people to focus on higher level stuff, the things AI isn't so great at.
It's kind of exciting in a way. Like, what will those new jobs even look like? AI design specialists, data whisperers for factories, things we can't even imagine yet.
Exactly. And I think that's what Spair is getting at. It's not about predicting doom and gloom, but recognizing that this tech is powerful and we need to be smart about how we use it. He's optimistic, but he's also realistic about the challenges.
So, challenges aside, what's his overall prediction? How does he see generative AI shaping manufacturing in the coming years?
Well, he seems pretty confident that this is just the beginning. We're going to see continued growth, more sophistication. These algorithms will get fed more data, get refined. They're only going to get more powerful.
A little scary, maybe.
Maybe a little, but that's why Spair keeps emphasizing responsible implementation.
Right, it's not just let the robots run wild. There's got to be some oversight.
Exactly. It's about harnessing this power, but doing it ethically. Thinking about the impact on workers, the environment, everything. We can't just throw caution to the wind.
It's a big responsibility, but it sounds like Spair believes we're up to the task.
I think so, too. It's a collaborative effort for sure.
It really feels like that, doesn't it? Like we're on the verge of something huge. So much potential, but yeah, we can't mess this up.
Exactly. And that's what I appreciate about Spair's take. It's not just blind enthusiasm, It's about being thoughtful, asking the tough questions, making sure we're steering this thing in the right direction.
Definitely. Well, as we wrap up here, I got to say, this whole deep dive has been eye-opening. Generative AI, it's powerful stuff. Not a cure-all, like you said, more like a really powerful tool.
A tool that needs a skilled operator.
Exactly. But in the right hands, it sounds like it could really transform manufacturing as we know it.
No doubt. And reading Spair's insights, it really drives that home, The potential, the pitfalls, he covers it all.
Yeah, no sugarcoating. And that's what makes it so valuable, I think. He's not just trying to sell us on the hype. He wants us to understand the whole picture.
Absolutely. And I think what it boils down to is this. It's not just about robots on assembly lines or computers spitting out designs. It's bigger than that.
It's about changing how we think about making things, period.
Exactly. The whole process, from idea to finished product, and the relationship between humans and machines, that's going to be totally different too.
It's collaboration, it's innovation.
Yeah.
It's using this crazy technology to hopefully build a better future for manufacturing overall.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, I think we've done our deep dive for today. For everyone listening, we hope this got your brains buzzing about the future of, well, everything, because this stuff, it's going to impact us all. So stay curious, keep asking questions, and thanks for joining us.